The girl walking on the left is Karen, nice and not the most intelligent. The girl walking on the right is Gretchen, outgoing and always does what Regina George tells her to do. The girl in the middle is Regina George, leader of the Plastics, and they are the mean girls.
Hey, new girl. I mean, we were taking My name's Katie, and I was homeschooled for why are they white? Karen, you can't just ask people why they're white. So I'm sorry, but how is she white?
So what do you guys think about that new girl, Katie, the white girl from Africa? Doesn't make
She
sense.
seems like somebody to easily manipulate. Let's get her to run for prom queen, and so I can beat her and make her look like a loser.
Oh my God, Regina, you're so good.
I know. Oh no, she's dead.
So we found this note on the ground near the crime scene. We're not really sure what it says, but we're going to take it to document analysis and have them analyze it. There's blood on the steering wheel, so we will collect that as well. Put it in this bag and also give it to serology. I'm going to take this blood off the car, put it in this bag, zip it up so we're not going to contaminate it with anything else. And I'm going to take it to serology.
So we're dusting for prints, and we're going to use this tape here to lift the print up off the steering wheel. I'm going to put it in this bag to make sure it's safe and secured, and we're going to send it to...
So we found some hair on the passenger seat of the car. We're going to put it in this bag, and we are going to take it to DNA analysis.
So we found this phone here with some paint on it. We're going to bring it to trace evidence and see if there's any connection between the paint on this phone and the paint chipping on this vehicle.
Okay, so this is the note that we found at the crime scene, and this is the note that we had one of the suspects write, and this is a note from the suspect, Aaron Samuels, who is said to be who the note is from. Notice the AS. So with the note that we found, the note is written with an uphill baseline, and the way that Aaron Samuels writes is not uphill, but this note is also written with an uphill baseline. And in the note, none of the letters are slanted very much, but Aaron Samuels slants most of his letters to the right, like how you can see the D and the T. They're mostly all slanted to the upper right. And for this note, most of the words have a pretty good amount of space in between them, but the way that Aaron Samuels writes is there's not that much space, but this note from one of the other suspects also has big spaces in between the words. And the ratio of relative height, this note is written with very big and tall letters as well as this note, but Aaron Samuels writes with a majority of the letters being very small, as you can see the big size difference between these two and this one. And then for diacritics, if you notice this note, the T's are crossed where you bring the end of the T up to cross the T. And as well as this note, as you can see those T's there. But this note, the way that Aaron Samuels writes, the T's are not crossed like that.
So we found two different types of blood. One was found at the front of the car and one was found on the steering wheel. Both of them we
tested with the Kastle-Meyer test, which since it turned purple, that means that blood was present. The blood at the front of the car was O negative, and it matched the victim, Regina George. And it is the most common blood type out there. We also, the blood on the steering wheel belonged to a human, and we matched it to the suspect, Damien, who owns the suspected car that hit her. We think that he smashed his face on the steering wheel when he hit her. So here we have the ulnar loop that we found on the steering wheel, this side, and then this is our suspect's fingerprint. And so we have an enclosure right about here, and then the seam enclosure on this side. Sorry if you can't see my pen. And then a couple things away, we have a ridge ending on both of the prints. And we also have the delta that is located down here. And a ridge break that goes across two ridges, here and here. And a spur that is up here, a couple ridges up. And then a double bifurcation that is right here. Then if you go up, you get the other side of the bifurcation. And then on this one, it's right here and here. And then we have a little island right here, and right down from that spur on the other one. And then we have a regular bifurcation right here. And that would be our 8 points on the fingerprint that matches our suspect, who could be driving the car.
Here we have collected hair DNA at the crime scene earlier today. We found it was long brown hair from the car. Under further analysis, we found that it belongs to a Caucasian female with a staggered medulla. It was also not dyed. We also were able to pull DNA off the root and match it to the female suspect that we have in our case. As you can see here, silver paint chips were found on the victim's phone. We tested to see which formula was used for the car paint with spectrophotometry. We found this primer, base coat, and clear coat used for the paint. After further research, we found the vehicle that hit her was a silver 1999 Saturn, which matched the suspect's Damien's car.
What do you want?
What the heck
A
are
little bit
those?
of this blood right here. Definitely not ketchup. So the fingerprint that we collected off, I feel stupid.
Look at this mess.
Wait,
It smells like ketchup here.
I hate this smell.
I was doing school projects so much.